What's up, mi gente? I am starting the day off with another annual video. If you can't read the title, it says 2021 goals, and that's exactly what I'll be sharing with you today. The reason why I decided to put my goals in front of camera and share it with the people so you can see that grind. And at the end of the day, it's the best way for me to hold myself accountable. Throughout the year, my own personal goal is to try to accomplish as many goals as I can within the year. Now, when I show you, you are going to see some that I even know I'm not going to be able to hit this year, next year. Once they do happen, you'll be able to go back this and be like, wow, like this guy aspired to have this, that, and the third. And it didn't happen overnight. It took him years, but he got it. And that's the one thing I like about sharing my goals. And I've always been a goal-driven person. The only difference is now with this YouTube channel, I started this vision board because I saw it from another YouTuber. He would put goals, and when he started accomplishing, I'm like, wait, like this whole law of attraction, this whole manifestation. Once I started doing it and being able to have something as a reminder every day I wake up, I look at my vision board. Now, before I show you the vision board, 2020 is gone. It's complete. I'm sure a lot of you out there are glad that this is finally finito. And there was one goal that I was able to accomplish by the end of last year, which, God willing, if everything goes well this year, it will, be on the projection, and that is income. So this is another goal that I am able to take off. And the way I did it was looking at the time that I had during the week and figuring out, okay, especially during the pandemic, getting jobs, like you were just thankful that you were able to keep your job, and that's how I felt. A lot of people felt, but at the same time, a lot of people did make a lot of money. Before the year ended, I said, you know what's something that I can do that will be a great start to 2021, and it's a great way to get my money up. And the answer to that question was getting a part-time job. I don't know what it is for the time being, but currently at the age that I am, like, getting money and being money hungry is something that I'm dealing with right now. Like, I want to get to a level in my life where I have that fuck you money where I can go out. And to be honest, I don't even need the fame. Like, I still want to be able to go into the mall, solo dolo, pick up what I need and get out and not like be bothered. Like, I want to be able to have that money and just walk around freely. I understand that hard work will pay off and it just takes time. For example, there's a goal that I don't put on my vision board, but it's just something that I want to accomplish. Even though it seems so small, it's like at a level where I see myself one day, and that's being able to go to any restaurant anywhere in the world and not having to worry about the bill. Like, I know that seems so nonchalant, but when you think about it, that's the level I want to get to. But before I get to that level, there's steps that I need to follow, and that's actually a great segue to my 2021 goals. Now, I do have to mention that there is still quite a few of the goals that I made last year that you're going to see carry on to this year. The first one, let's just get it out the way. It's my Rolex all gold watch. And the reason I wasn't able to take this off the list is because this watch right here is a $36,000 watch. Whenever this happens, you best believe I will be making a video in the future of me buying this watch and just being able to be like, man, there was a moment in my life where this was literally a goal and something that I aspired to the moment where I'm actually in the store, picking it out, trying it on, getting it measured, and it becoming mine. That's the cool thing about goals. You can say something, but if you don't put any work behind it, you're never going to accomplish it. So that's why this 7-step plan is still on the board. And if you can see, the reason why there's 2 check marks is because last year I had to create this emergency fund twice. One thing that I did in order to not, continue building on my debt, the first thing I did was shred all my credit cards. So when it came to having my goal as having $1,000 in my saving, I didn't have to run and, get another credit card just in order to pay something. Last year I had to do a fix regarding my car. It was a little bit under $1,000, but the fact that I had that money saved gave me that freedom where I was like, okay, I don't have to stress and go and borrow money or go and get, a credit card in order to pay it off. I had that money in my emergency fund and I was able to pay it off. I'm currently working on step 2, which is the snowball effect in credit cards. And this, trust me, when I tell you that when I finish step number 2, which seems it's gonna be in a couple months, I'm gonna be making a video of this in itself. Now, moving on to a healthy life. This one I want to keep on here because I think last year when I printed it out, I didn't really have like a plan. The first one, it says exercise regularly. I want to make it a goal of mine 4 out of the 7 days in a week I can go out and work out. Next, the eat healthy is one thing that I have an idea in a few months, not right now, that's going to be able to accomplish this goal much easier. And when it happens, I want to make it 6 out of the 7 days in a week where I'm eating healthy. So 1 day out of the week to be able to eat whatever I want. I will have myself a cheat day. The next one is reduce stress. Obviously, with everything that went on last year in 2020, people and their stress levels were at an all-time high. It did help, in my case specifically, realize what's important and what you need in life. And I mean, you've seen it, through this channel, like a lot has changed. And when it comes to reducing stress, I don't want to be an asshole, but I do want to say half of last year, that stress level came down in my case a lot because, I changed a lot of things. I'll just leave it at that. And the last one is drink plenty of water. Like when you see this goal, you're like, oh yeah, drink plenty of water, it's easy. But the one thing that I do want to do with this goal, I want to quit drinking so much soda. And if I'm following every other step, this should be no problem. And the one thing I did forget about the reduce stress, I have come across a few YouTube channels where they do like basic yoga, like 15-minute yogas a day. I'm gonna tie this in with is the exercise. So like I do want to get into yoga and doing like, starting off with 15 minutes a day for those 3 days that I'm off from working out. Next one that I'm keeping here from last year, and that is YouTube. The reason I have this here is obviously the same reason why I'm making this video. Last year, I wasn't happy with my output on YouTube, and I was looking back on a lot of my previous vlogs and videos I've made. A lot of my content, which would be out and about with people, interactions and stuff like that, came to a halt. And who knows how long it's going to take until we have some type of normalcy. So until that happens, I, as a creator, have to figure out different ways to maneuver, which leads to me, creating these type of videos that are not only becoming an annual thing, but like I enjoy them. With YouTube as a creator, I do want to release more content. I want to have more of a routine, and I want to be more consistent because I had to step back and look at other creators that I like. And when I noticed that, oh damn, they didn't post today, I don't want to do that to somebody who just found my channel, yesterday, and they looked through all my videos and they're like, oh, like this guy doesn't have a routine. So that's one thing I do want to work on this year. And there is a lot of things going on this year that I will be recording. The next one, which this in itself would be a video tied with my 7 steps to financial freedom. This is also the reason why I'm still at step number 2. I cannot wait to cross out that 4th and final credit card. And as you can see, I didn't do this on purpose. It just happened that I was gifted this shirt for Christmas by my nephew. So with the Jordan 1s, for those of you who don't know, I'm not a sneakerhead whatsoever, and I've never owned a pair of Jordans. This might change this year. Who knows? Maybe this year, next year, I don't know. But it just happened that the one pair that I like happens to cost about anywhere from like $600 to $800. I still have like the inside voice where it's like, dude, are you really gonna spend that much money on like one pair of shoes? That's why last year I was just like, I don't feel right. Like I'm still trying to accomplish other goals before I can, treat myself to these shoes. At the end of the day, the toughest choice is going to be like, am I going to buy these shoes and wear them, or am I going to buy these shoes and keep them in collection? But there's no way I'm going to spend all that much money and not rock them. Probably will be the first shoes that I'll ever like take care of. But then, after like 6 months, a year, they're just shoes, and you're just like, whatever, like I had them, I rocked them, and it is what it is. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You're like, a GoPro and an iPhone? Like, is this a vision board, or is this like your Amazon cart? Like, what is it? And to be honest, the way I see it is like, where's my phone? So, whoa. As you can see, it has been a while since I've upgraded my phone. And I did pay this phone off just, I think middle of last year. I had it set up where I paid this phone off in 30 months. And I was like, I don't ever want to do that again. Like, I don't want to buy a phone if I can't afford it. So the reason why I have an iPhone on my vision board, I still have a button on my phone. Let me say that again. I still have a button on my phone and my camera looks like this. I have nothing bad to say about this phone. You can see it by the colorway, the red and black. I think it was like a special, I don't know if this might be the 8 Plus that I have, but it's like the product red. So it was a good cause. That's the reason why I want to upgrade this year to the new iPhone 12. I'll probably be getting the Pro. I don't know how big the Pro Max is, but I just want to see how it is. Then when it comes to the GoPro, when I went on vacation last year to Florida, there was a moment where I went jet skiing and I couldn't take my camera, or I didn't want to take my phone. And it was that moment where I was just like, man, I really need to like get a GoPro, like there's so many things, especially on vacation, which is another transition to my next goal. But before getting into that, the way I see it is buying this GoPro is basically adding another weapon in my arsenal, especially when it comes to me creating content. The camera that I'm shooting these videos on is getting bigger, and I still might be able to get away with it at small events or clubs or even bars. But when it comes to like concerts and a lot of things that you can't have like a camera with a lens, that's when I'm gonna be able to either use my new phone or I'm going to be able to switch over to the GoPro and still produce high quality content, especially going into my last goal of 2021. And that is, obviously, we all know the rules and restrictions that we had to deal with and that came across everybody when the pandemic hit. And I know it's pandemic, but I hate saying that word, so I changed it to the pandemic. This year, I have to go back to my routine and go back on vacations. And this year, I have a goal for 2 vacations. I might or might not already have them booked or planned out or I don't know, who knows, but you will find out throughout this year. I did forget one thing. There is an extra goal underneath one of these cards. I didn't have an extra like, what are these called, Tic Tacs? Or no, not Tic Tacs, tags, I don't know what they're called. So I hid it behind another goal of mine, but I'll share that in another time. But until then, this is what it's looking like for 2021. I'm excited, and you know what, I just thought of something. So right now, this main picture where it says 2021, it has like 4 numbers. I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna put this, might even become the thumbnail. It says, just do it already. I look at these goals and it just motivates me, because it's like they're all connected somehow. It's like if I get one goal done, then I can start working on the second one. If I get that second one, I genuinely think that this year I will be accomplishing most of these goals. So with all that being said, I will see you next week. And for those of you who stay for the endings outro and you made it this far, I might as well give you that sneak peek now of that hidden goal.